Inflation really started to rise almost exactly when Biden came in the White House.
That is called Bidenomics. We are very proud of Bidenomics.
We started with the American Rescue Plan.
The vice president votes in the affirmative.
One person who saw inflation coming is former Clinton Treasury Secretary Larry Summers.
This is not the time for anything that's going to be a big new spending program.
I really doubt that we're going to see an inflationary cycle. That's a transitory thing.
What we're starting to see is a significant risk of inflation in this country. The Democrats and the Federal Reserve need to wake up and start looking at this and how they're going to deal with this.
Most of the price increases we've seen were expected and are expected to be temporary.
You know, back in January of last year, wage growth was up. Employment among women and minorities were at historic highs. We're going to see the exact opposite of that occur as the Democrats continue their spending spree.
The word transitory, I think it's probably a good time to retire that word.
Gas would be $1 cheaper, almost the price it was a year ago, except for the outlandish energy policies of this administration.
The president pulled the plug on the Keystone Pipeline.
Well, here we go, $5.19 a gallon. Joe Biden, you got to be proud.
You see grocery prices going through the roof. You see lumber going through the roof. You see gas prices literally up 150% in most areas. That's hyperinflation.
If you're talking about the family trying to pay the bills and the groceries are going up, the utility bill is going up, their fuel costs are going up, it has hit them already.
Prices keep rising. The last time inflation was this high was 1981.
U.S. economy keeps climbing an inflation mountain and thinking it's reached the peak, only to find the peak is higher and further still.
The administration is moving in the opposite direction. All this money spending.
Vice President Kamala Harris casting the tie-breaking vote after passing a climate change, tax, and health care bill without a single Republican vote.
And you raise the inflation rate. You don't put it down.
You can't ignore that everything costs more than it did last year.
Gas prices jumped by more than 46%.
Customers are spending more for less.
Food prices are going up. That's having a ripple effect on everything from families to small businesses.
People are shocked by their grocery bills. The highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I got that. You take any blame for inflation, Mr. President? Are taking blame for inflation? No.
40-year high inflation. We know what it's a result of. It's a result of reckless spending, massive spending by Democrats.
When you're doing worse than Jimmy Carter's doing in the minds of Americans on inflation, you know that they're holding you responsible.
Young people today are devastated economically because inflation's up again and the Biden economy is destroying their ability to buy a house.
I regret saying it was transitory.
Get inflation up almost 20% on Joe Biden's watch. Why?
This is the predictable, foreseeable, and in fact, by many of us, actually foreseen result caused by the federal government spending too much money it doesn't have, effectively printing it. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.